What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Nerd Cave. I am one of your illustrious hosts, Zach, and I'm joined along with the man, the myth, the legend,
Derek Daniel.
Guys, if this is your first time with the Nerd Cave, welcome. We are your one-stop shop for all your video game news needs. We're here. It's going to be awesome. First episode of the year for Nerd Cave News. I am so excited, Derek. I cannot hide it anymore. Welcome.
We took a 3-week hiatus, much deserved.
Yeah, well, you took a 3-week hiatus. I had to keep the masses entertained, Derek.
Well,
I had to keep everybody from coming after you and like just ripping out your throat. You were like a little lamb, and I was your shepherd. Derek. Guys, we are going to be going over all the video game news from this week, and it's a doozy, of course.
Already starting off 1,000.
More than 1,000 on one of these things, laying off a ton of people already this year.
Too soon.
We got a lot to talk about tonight, but let us know how you are doing down in the comments below. First episode of the year next week. Some housekeeping real quick. Next week, we will be doing the Developer Direct breakdown during our normal showtime because we can't do it live because it's in the middle of the day.
Right.
We are going to be joined with Yugi601. Excited to have him on. Falcon, unfortunately, had something to come up. We talked and everything, so he's not going to be able to join us, but we will have Yugi, and I know Yugi is going to be bringing the thunder. Derek, are you excited for that? Are you excited to have Yugi back on?
I am, because if I say it was like, we ended off, how quaint. We ended 2023 with those amazing guests, and now we're gonna start it's our second episode, our second show of the year next week, but still starting the beginning of this year with a special guest host that just brings the energy. Let's just go, man. Like I'm excited. Well, and it's like I'm texting you, like we're discussing. It's like, oh, I got to see if there's enough to talk about on the to have a show this week. And then literally, as I say that, as I'm checking the news, Xbox Developer Direct next week. I'm like, well, I already know what next week's gonna be.
Yeah, it was just like everything all at once.
Right.
And there's even more stuff that we don't have on here. That I was telling Derek right before the show started and everything. So I'm excited to be here, guys. Let us know how you're doing. Amy says, doing good. Excited for the first show of 2024. Welcome in, Maryland. Now, Derek, I don't know how many times you have to write the date. Like, I feel like I'm back in like school where I'm having to write the date.
Oh, yeah. I had to do that because, we have to write the date out for when we make our deposits. And the first couple times, like I caught myself the first time, but then for whatever reason, like it's done differently. Like I keep, how you keep writing last year. I keep wanting to write us into the future because I've been on this kick of writing like 2025 instead of 2024. And I'm like, where is this coming from?
I don't even know, Derek. That's crazy. I was going 2023, and then the other day I wrote 19. I was like, where did that even come from? 19.
Take me back 5 years, I guess.
Yep. Dude, that was 5 years ago. Don't even go there.
I know.
Don't even go there. Now, I'm excited for the episode. We've got tons of stuff to talk about. We've got layoffs. We've got Apple. We've got Xbox. Derek, can you believe it? We got some PlayStation news as well. Who would have thought that?
I just couldn't have fathomed it. Who would have thunk it?
I never would have thought we would ever talk about PlayStation on the show because, we never talk about PlayStation on the Nerd Cave News.
We hate them, actually.
Yeah. Sony ponies.
Whenever we talk about the news and we are looking at the articles and it's like, PlayStation is something. No, don't even say interesting. Don't do it. They're not interesting at all.
I just cut every PlayStation story. Welcome in, Joe. Hope you're doing well. Amy says, you time traveling. Oh, yeah.
No, apparently.
Yeah, we Derek's going one way, I'm going the other way. We're Benjamin Button, but like we're both sides of the timeline.
Right.
Both sides of the timeline. Now, Derek, we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. A lot of good stuff. in video gaming, which I'm excited to get into tonight. I am looking forward to it. I also cannot wait for you to tell everybody how much you played over the break as well. I can't wait to get
I didn't.
But I know, Derek, you spent a lot of time watching that anime.
Yeah.
So, Derek, what have you been watching?
So, let me tell you, this is my Jordan Game 6 moment. You know what I mean? Like, I had a goal when I set it because for those of you who don't know, I started One Piece last year, like not January 1st, but like that first week of January, I started One Piece to finally start to set sail, journey out on that trek. And I made it a goal because One Piece is over 1,000 episodes now, and they have a time skip just like Naruto, but it's like 500 episodes in. My goal was to make it to the time skip by the end of the year. Well, as for any of those who've been keeping up, life stuff happened. I got a promotion to Montgomery. Was making a trek there and back for a while. Then decided that I was getting tired of that. Got an apartment. Been doing all those kind of things, getting furniture, all that kind of stuff. And what else? Oh yeah, and then like there was issues with my shower, and then all this, and then changing departments, then holiday, all that kind of stuff.
Derek didn't take a shower for like 3 months, guys. Just letting y'all know that.
2 weeks, sir. 2 weeks. Don't embellish.
So you didn't take a shower for 2 weeks.
That's a lie, but
that's what you just said. It's like I said 3 months. You're like, no, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Derek's
better than 3 months.
He's an anime fan, guys. He was living up to it.
Already with that smoke. Already with that smoke.
Where there's smoke, there's a fire. Man, I am on fire. Keep going, Derek. Tell me about this. This anime.
It came to December. Like you took a trip to Chicago, came back, beginning of December, and I was like, looking at my calendar, I'm like, it's pretty straightforward. Like, I'm settled now, don't have anything significant going on. And I'm like, I have 4 seasons left. And I calculated, I'm like, that's like 135 episodes. And I'm like, I'm gonna go for it. And I just like literally, there was days I just binged. Like the last season before the time skip was 60 episodes. And I literally binged like 30 of them, my two of my off days. Like I literally just sat there, ate, went to sleep, and then watched like 15 episodes of One Piece in a day. And yeah, I got through literally the day on New Year's Eve day. I texted Zach for proof. I wrapped up and watched the last episode of that season. And I texted him, I was like, I did it. Let's go.
And
Zach was like, and Zach was all like, oh, that's good for you. Then I told him the episode count. I'm like, did you do anything? Like, did you do anything else? Did you sleep?
Derek did nothing but watch One Piece, and then he gets 3 weeks off. Gets 3 weeks off from the show. Does he play video games? No,
because I also watched some Disney Plus stuff. I watched What If Season 2.
So, guys, when it comes down to time for when we give opinions, when we give opinions and predictions, you wonder why Zach always gets them right. Knocking them down. Pow, pow, pow. You wonder why. Derek.
It wouldn't have mattered if I played more games with you. You just have that touch, sir.
I got the modest touch.
No, you do.
Oh, so next week we are going to have Yugi 601 on the show for the Microsoft Developer Direct. Falcon, unfortunately, is not going to be able to make it, but next week is when we're going to have them on there. I see Nate asking that down in the comments. But guys, y'all let us know, what games have you been playing? Because I'm interested in seeing what everybody's been playing. Let me just type down in here, because we're about to get into the show. I'm just putting my list in here, Derek, because I gotta at least have something in there to talk about, since somebody else doesn't play video games on the anymore. I almost want to bring back the section.
Derek, what did you play this
Derek
week?
play his PlayStation 5 this week. which we might. Guys, put a 5 in chat if you want that segment to come back, because we totally can. We totally can. So without further ado, guys, we're going to get into the show. How this works, if you are new or if you forgot over the break, because, you know, as a former teacher, you had to reinstate the rules. You had to reteach the kids every time you came back from even a week break. So how the show works is we're going to reintroduce everything. We're going to give Derek a name. Derek gets a name every time we do this show. It's kind of like the show Psych. If you haven't watched the show Psych, what are you doing with your life? You're probably watching One Piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's that supposed to mean?
Probably watching One Piece like Derek over here. And then Netflix is like, you know what? We're just going. Did you hear that they're like just launching like in the most recent season and doing it like weekly? Did you see that?
Wait, what? Repeat that?
Yeah, like they're like releasing episodes weekly, like starting January.
You're talking about One Piece?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Like they started, but for whatever reason, it's weird. They're doing a remake of like the opening saga in One Piece on Netflix, but also they're like, hey, by the way, the newest.
No, go ahead, keep going. You're going where I'm going now. Okay,
but then they also was like, hey, by the way, we know there's like 1,000 episodes that you could watch anywhere else, but we're going to start with the newest arc in the show that was like the newest show arc that we're in right now on Netflix. I'm like, what kind of sense does that make? Like, I guess for the current people, but if you're only watching Netflix, you'll be so confused.
I don't know. I have no idea. They're wanting that One Piece money. That's what they're wanting.
Yeah, because the live action took off.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Netflix is like, oh, people love One Piece? Do it. Just keep put anything on there.
Put Willem Dafoe in there.
And now if they say put the 4K dub or 4Kids dub in there, I'm like, all right, now y'all stretching too far because the 4Kids dub is trash.
Falcon, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. And like Falcon says, like the stream. Do it. Whoop, whoop. So we're going to reintroduce ourselves. Derek gets a name, and then we're going to be in the show. We want your thoughts. We want your opinions on everything that we're talking about. So don't feel shy. Type them in the comments. As we talk about them, we'll pull your comment, just like this one right here from Falcon Tactics. Our friend, you should go sub to his channel as well.
Yeah.
Just like that. And we'll discuss your thoughts on the show. So, you know, we might be looking for a second chair, you know, since Derek doesn't play games anymore. He can still produce the show. He can put all the notes together, but, you know.
Yeah. I might have to just pull a Nick Saban and retire.
Yeah. Well, you got to win a few before you can do that.
I know. But, you know, Bill Belichick didn't go out on a good note either. He had a 4-13 season.
Well, Derek, I'm saying you got to win a few bets.
Oh.
You haven't won any bets yet. You haven't won any E3s.
Because you keep taking the easy road, sir.
I don't take the easy road. I take the win.
Oh, okay. That's the same thing in my book, but sure.
Yeah, Nate over here. Nick Saban had a good record. Derek, not so much. I'm still waiting on that Chick-fil-A. But anyway, guys, let's get into the show. I'll count us in. We're going to reintroduce ourselves, and then we are off, guys, for the first episode of the year. Boom. You ready, Derek?
Yes, sir.
You ready?
You
ready?
Derek, yes.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Okay.
I'm assuming Derek's ready, guys. So here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1. This week in gaming, the layoffs have already started. Apple wants all your money, and Xbox is about to dominate in 2024. I know all them Xbox fans are like, give us Sony's head. Give us Jim Ryan's head. Guys, this is the NerdCave News, and I am one of your hosts, Zach Dykes. Join with Set Sail through the temporal currents in pursuit of historical treasures with this renowned, daring, and time-traveling pirate. He only goes into the future, guys. Navigating the vast seas of time, he faced the clash of swords and high stakes, amassing his collection through the centuries. Be wary, for this dashing and debonair scoundrel can convince anyone to join his crew. It's Captain Silverstride with his silver tongue and eyes of gold.
Playing into that One Piece, I see. I like it. I like it. And you know what? Because I was telling Zach, I'm like, as I'm prepping, as we're getting ready for the show, I'm like, I have to reset the name rankers because it's a new year, my guy. New year, new names to rank. Yeah. So we had 38 names last year to rank. So can we do more this year? Well, we'll certainly strive for it. So but by default, that is our number one. There is no debating. It's our automatic number one because it's the first name of the year.
So Amy has got the first number one of the year.
Yes.
I am getting an update. Yes. Captain Silverstride is apparently also John Stevenson. He got bored of urban hiking and he went on.
No.
He went to okay, it is confirmed. This is also John Stevenson. So, guys, we got John Stevenson as number one. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
That is not how that works. That is not how that works. I veto it since it's my name being ranked.
Well, Derek, it has to get right because it's the first one.
But it's Captain Silverstride. I veto the name change.
Nah.
I feel like that's just going to be the new running gag for this year. It's like every name is like, oh, it's John Stevenson Jr., it's John Stevenson the Fourth, it's John Steven or whatever it is. He'll find some way to turn every name into John Stevenson just to spite me.
No, I would never do that.
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah.
This episode is brought to you by the Epic Game Store, where you can support us by going and using creator code NerdCave at checkout. Also, Coffee Brain Coffee and our wonderful patrons, but more about that later. Joe went over there and supported us over on Epic Game Store the other day.
Whoop.
He got a old Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
It's a good game. It's a long game. It's a long game. So, first segment before we get into the gaming discussion. Derek, what have you been playing?
I have unfortunately not been playing anything. So I've been watching stuff. I just haven't played anything.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. So
Shame.
Derek, I've been playing a bunch of different games over our sort of break, if you will. One of them being Sea of Stars. And I've put 9 hours into Sea of Stars so far. And Derek, you know me.
Right.
You know me. I do not like turn-based old school RPGs.
Correct.
That's not my game. But everybody was ranting and raving about Sea of Stars, and I was like, you know what?
I'll give it a try.
I'll just play a little bit of it, and then I'll be like, then I can say I played it. Booted it up, menu, and I'm like, all right, whatever. All right, whatever. And I start playing. Music starts hitting me. I'm like, oh man, this music's good. The story starts hitting, and it just reels me, and I'm just like, 4 hours pass, first day playing it. I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. Combat is intriguing. The characters are so well written. The story is well written. Oh my God. And the enemy variants are great. The magic system, so good, Derek. I highly suggest Sea of Stars. I don't know if you would ever play it, but if y'all are into those type of games or wanting to try them out, this is a good game. The only complaint I have, and Barrett over at Kind of Funny was talking about this, the first section 9 hours long.
Oh, well,
9 hours long. Like the first section. It is a beast to get through.
Yeah.
I wished it was shorter because I feel like it was a little slow at times, but I enjoyed it. The end of the first section, such a good twist. Oh my God. It was just like I was expecting something, but I wasn't expecting that. And I was like, all right, let's go. Let's go. And what's cool about Sea of Stars, you know, you liking the anime, like I like the anime. The cutscenes are all anime.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I am enjoying it. Going into the next section, I can't wait to see. I know it gets a little bit more fast paced and everything. We're going to get us a pirate ship. We all this cool stuff. So I've been enjoying Sea of Stars. We started playing some over on this channel with some of the awesome community members. We've been playing the finals, Derek.
With that AI driven?
With that AI voice, which it's not great. It's not great, which I love that the AI voice got nominated for a DICE award over like the insane destructibility of this game.
Right.
The game is a ton of fun, especially when you're playing with friends. Like playing with the community and everything has been a ton of fun, and I'm enjoying it. Will I continue to play it past probably another month? I don't know. Probably not. You know, but
it was good for a holiday play.
Yeah, for what it is, it's fun. It's free. You know, they don't push the microtransactions as much as like other things. So that makes me feel pretty good about it. So the finals, enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. Nate says, I tried Like a Dragon on Game Pass. I like that.
That's when Yakuza went turn-based.
It's story driven, like run to this place, activate cutscene dialogue, run to another place and activate another cutscene and dialogue. I've played, the only time I played any kind of Yakuza was with my friend Justin. Like I played like maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
You know, I like Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, I know that's true.
A totally different one and all that.
They need to bring that back and do a sequel. Because Square didn't give it its fair shake.
No, it did not. Talking about the finals, Joe says, I love that you can earn the upgrade guns and things for free just by playing. That is one thing that I like. I'm sure you can probably buy the better weapons as well with some currency or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't checked 100% in that. But everything feels pretty evenly like across the board. I hope that they introduce more match types because there's essentially 3. There's kill confirmed from like Call of Duty, where you're like everybody has coins and you can pick up coins from vaults, and if you die you can pick up all of that and then deposit it. And then there's kind of what the game is like based off of is the vaults. I can't remember, quick cash is what that's called. And then you have the ranked, where it's a big pyramid where you have like 3 versus 3 versus 3 and that sort of deal. So not a ton of variety, but there is a lot of cool maps. Everything is destructible. I really like the finals, and it's free on everywhere. That's what I like. I like that it's free everywhere. Been playing some Liza P. I think I'm done with Liza P. I'm gonna just be honest.
Okay. Yeah.
I am enjoying the story, but it sucks up too much time.
Yeah.
It sucks up too much time. I want to know more about the story, but I just don't have the time or the like. Once I started Sea of Stars, I'm like, this is it. Because one thing I'll brag on Sea of Stars, you can either make it easier or you can make it harder. Because there's these things called relics, and you can have it where you instantly get healed after a fight. So you're at full health, or you take less damage. But there's also the other side where if you want more of a challenge, you can turn it on where you take more damage and enemies take less damage. So you have to like play more of that. So if you want more of a challenge, it's there. But if you want to just enjoy the story, that's also there.
Yeah. Huh.
So I like that. But Liza P, I've enjoyed my time. I feel like I have to kind of Diablo this thing where it's like I've enjoyed what I got, but I
Yeah.
don't have time to spend any
Well,
more.
and I think Liza P is one of them, if I'm not mistaken, where they're adding in a mode where you can change the difficulty too. Which, okay, this is sort of a hot take. As someone who doesn't play the Souls-like games because I know I'll get too frustrated with them. I also believe in like the get good community that it's created because it's like it challenges people to think a different way. And when I see like those type of games being like, oh, we're gonna add in a difficulty mode so that way, now on one hand, it does open up, like it broadens the scope of players that have been wanting to try it, but complain it's too hard to actually come in and try it on an easier difficulty. But at the same time, I feel like it lessens the game genre because what made it so special and like niche is being like watered down now. So I don't know, that it's probably just me. Like I get it, I get why, but I also feel like you should, like, I don't want to gatekeep it, but it's like you're taking away what made these type of games special and like the hunger for it to an extent, or at least at the very most lessening it.
I don't know. Like I totally see where like the get good thing, but Derek, you and I don't have a ton of time to
No.
waste on games.
Hmm.
So I've played probably 12, 15 hours of the game and
Hmm.
I just beat level 3. And there's
Yeah.
like 12 levels, 8 or
Oh,
12
okay.
levels in the game. So I've put in a good chunk of time and
Correct.
I would love to finish it, but just the grind that it is,
Yeah.
I just can't afford that time when I've got other things and there's more games coming out now.
Yeah.
I was trying to get
Yeah.
as many games like before all the deluge of
Right.
new
We
stuff
got
coming out and
next
everything.
a week from today, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown's coming
Oh my
out.
god, I can't wait for that game. Can't wait for that. Demo is out now as
Oh, yep,
well.
yep. That's in
So
the quick hits.
I'm
So,
looking forward to that. But I'm enjoying my time with Liza P. I feel like it's kind of like um oh my god. Sifu when they added their
mm.
difficulty thing in there. You know, Sifu's great, but for you to beat that game, you've got to be really good.
Oh yeah.
And you've got to learn a lot. And not everybody has that time, you know?
Correct.
Not
Yeah.
everybody has the time. Am I right, Derek? Am I right? Am I right? You didn't have that time?
Can we just move on already?
I'm just flexing my seafood muscles over here,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know. Last game that I played over the break, Jousant.
Oh,
It's also
Josan.
on Gamepad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's French. It's a French word for the receding of the tide.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Interesting game. The music is really cool. The artwork is very interesting. This is a very Zach game.
I was gonna say, yeah.
100% very Zach game. You're learning things about the world through notes that you find,
Mm-hmm.
and you are trying to essentially revive this like tower thing. Um, you've got some sort of magic powers and some sort of pet that has
Yeah.
powers. It doesn't really tell you much about what's going on and everything with your character. I probably played 3 or 4 hours. I do want to go back to it, but Sea of Stars like just sucked me in. So
Yeah.
anytime I'm playing, like I wished I would have started Sea of Stars on stream because I would have been enjoying it like on stream and everything. But in a way, I'm kind of glad I didn't because now I can just dump more time into it. Cat alert, but just not really, really good if you are looking for that indie-esque game where you are exploring a world and finding it out about it slowly. And what's interesting, like Assassin's Creed, you hit A and you're just like running up the building and everything. You're just kind of directional. This, you're literally right hand, left hand, and
Oh
you've
yeah.
got to climb all the way up doing this and
Huh.
directional buttons and all of that. And you have to put in anchors because you can only go so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm it's really, really interesting. So
Mm.
highly suggest it. Bo up in here.
What
Dude,
up?
I have things to say. Bo, Should have just had you on right now.
I know.
Bring Bo on. Send me a link. I'm ready.
Put me in, coach.
Are you sure? Because I will. I will. Derek, are you fine with that?
I'm fine with that.
All right, we're about to send Bo.
New year, new NerdCave. Let's go.
I am trying to find you. We're getting in Bo here. Watch, Bo was joking the whole time.
Right.
It was like, no, man, we're here.
He's like, I'm not in my studio, man.
Did he say that?
No, he didn't. I'm just
okay,
thinking.
He said, send me a link, put me in, coach. So
yeah.
All right, I sent you a link, Bo. I sent him a link. So I love Jasant. Sea of Stars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really loving. Derek, what is the game that you want to play?
Oh, only because it's like done so well, like lately. Like, you talking about upcoming or like that's already out?
Already out, upcoming. That's all.
Hogwarts
good.
Legacy.
Okay, so you want to get back in that and try to finish it out.
Well, I never started it.
You never started it?
No.
What?
Yeah. No, I never started it.
Derek. Okay. When are you going to prioritize it? That's my question.
That's a very lovely question. I'm not going to put a date on it, but it will be sometime this month.
Okay.
So,
Derek, we're waiting for Bo to come on. I sent him a link and everything. So we've got you playing Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm.
Have you rolled credits on Valhalla?
No, but I am. The last time, because I forgot, I did technically play the next run of Valhalla. In between our three. Yeah, during our break.
Okay, guys. Shame is lessened. Derek has played because he played God of War. We can lessen the shame that we put on him. Okay.
I did get to meet who the invitation was from. That was an intense, and now that's going to be on like repeat. I feel like going forward, I'm like, man, I only feel like this is going to get worse because that first round was tough.
Yeah, it was tough
because it was getting to that point where it felt like so like what's not repetitive, but like set pointy, where it was just like, is it one of those where you're not supposed to win the first time?
Yeah.
Like.
100%.
But it did, and I'm like, okay, no, never mind. This was supposed to happen, but yeah, now I'm intrigued to see where this goes. But yeah, I finally met the person who sent the invitation. I'm like, makes sense. But now I want to see what the overall motive is now.
Just wait.
Yeah.
All right, we got Bo in here now. Bo,
what's up, fellas?
Welcome to the first show of 2024, guys. Y'all didn't know y'all were getting a special guest.
I know, neither did we.
Yeah, that's why you should go over to patreon.com/nerdcave right now and go support us there. Bo,
there you go.
You're here. What did you want to talk? I saw you said something about Game Pass and Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay. Well, no, I was hearing you guys talk about the games you've been playing.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
man. Okay, so I haven't tried the finals yet, but it looks cool. I think I watched you play it a little bit one night. Actually, it looked really cool. And I have played a little bit of Sea of Stars, and that game is so good.
Yeah,
and you're right. You should have started playing it on stream because you can't start in the middle playing it on stream.
No.
You got to start from the beginning.
And it's like you don't want to go back after you've made all that progress.
No. No, and honestly, one of the things that I was going to comment on was the time. You're talking about time. How limited time is, especially when you're not, a teenager in high school.
Yeah.
And so, we all work full time and the time's just so limited. Yep. So there's just some games I'm to the point. I used to finish every game that I bought, every one of them. But now I'm to the point where I might not be able to finish a game because there's just, I might need to move on to the next one, or I'm not going to get to play the next one, So, time's very limited. And Prince of Persia looks phenomenal.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it looks so good. What else were you talking about? Jasant. I played some Jasant as well.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it, but I played I don't know, a couple of hours of it, and I was like, man, if I had the time to finish this, I would totally finish this because it is very, very good.
Yeah,
A very good game. I highly recommend it. When I first saw the trailer for Jusant, I thought that game looks like the worst part of Zelda Breath of the Wild to me.
Fair.
And I have no interest in that game at all. I can't believe someone made a game where it's just Zelda climbing mountains the whole game. That's the whole game. But I went ahead and tried it anyway because it was on Game Pass.
100%.
And I was like blown away. It is gorgeous. The music is fantastic. Like every little bit of the game is just so good. And they really deserve more attention. I'm afraid that too many people look past that game, but it's really, really good. I highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah, and to your point, the only reason I tried it out was like literally the finals, Lies of P, Jusant, and Sea of Stars, all because they were on Game Pass. Yeah, that was the only reason I was like, I'm already paying for it, so I'm not losing any money here.
Correct.
And it was like, all right, cool. So tried them out, and thankfully, all of them have been great. Like, and even going into Cocoon and Venba, like, love those games from last year. Those were like two of my like a lot of games from 2023 and everything. And then getting to play these, I'm like, man, I wish I would have played these before, our last episode of the year, so I could talk about them more.
Yeah. There's just too many games. Let's be honest. There's too many
games, too much DLC.
Especially when you start diving into that indie side of things. There are so many indie gems out there to play, and it's just insane. So Game Pass is pretty cool. And there's a lot of games I've tried on there that I would never have played or given the time of day if I didn't have Game Pass and they weren't right there just waiting for me to hit play. Sometimes I don't even download them. Sometimes I'm just going to stream this for a bit just over the cloud just to see what it's like. And then if I like it, then I'll download it, Correct. And I really like that feature.
That is one of my favorite features of Game Pass because I'm like, I don't want to commit to the download.
Right.
And then I'm putting in and all of that. And it's just like, all right, I enjoy this. Now I will download it.
Yeah.
Like it happened with Cocoon. It happened with, I did download Sea of Stars, but there's been several where I'm like, all right, I'll just cloud play this and then try it out. And then,
well,
30
I started
minutes later,
Sea of Stars over the cloud and then I downloaded it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great because your progress is just there. It's just saved. And it doesn't matter. Like I can pick it up and play on my phone for 30 minutes or whatever if I'm out, and then go home and boot up the console and I'm right where I left off. It's awesome. It's so nice.
One of the ones that I want to try out that's on Game Pass is called RoboQuest. I'm about to play us a little trailer here, show y'all what I'm talking about, because this game looks really cool and you can play it 2-person at a time. So developing the robot.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I saw this. This looks so good.
Huh.
Dual crossbows.
Yeah.
Right. Such an interesting concept.
Like it's got that kind of like Borderlands look to it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like the 2-player in here. Throwing axes.
Yeah, it's got like Borderlands, but it's more colorful. It's like brighter colors, you know.
Not just sand.
It really kind of looks like first person Hi-Fi Rush a little bit.
Yeah.
Good
point.
Also a good Game Pass game that everyone should go try.
I still need to play it.
Speaking of which, and Xbox, what do you think this game is they're going to bring to PlayStation and Switch possibly?
Well, the rumor is Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Is that an Xbox first party game?
Yeah, rare.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay.
Be the first time a Rare game is on a PlayStation console.
Yeah, I know. Blew my mind.
Yeah, which is absolutely insane.
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. They were basically with Nintendo before they were bought by Xbox.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm still kind of upset about that. About that acquisition.
You know, Xbox go to Xbox.
I think we could have gotten some good Perfect Dark sequels if Xbox hadn't bought them and made Perfect Dark Zero. That was anyway.
Back in the 360 days.
And maybe a Diddy Kong Racing sequel. This might not be a popular opinion, but Diddy Kong Racing, in my opinion, is better than Mario Kart. And I will go to the grave saying that. You can fly planes and shoot homing missiles. It is amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
I would say Crash Bandicoot Racing was better than Mario Kart back in the day.
It's good. Yeah.
Like the new one is trash. But yeah, I never played Diddy Kong Racing, so I cannot say.
Well, can I tell you what the premise is?
Sure.
It has a story, which is one of the reasons I like it more.
Interesting.
Is because there's a story involved. There is a giant pig from space who is a wizard, and he has taken control of the island, and it's up to Diddy and his friends, his cast of eclectic friends, to take down the wizard pig, and whose name I think is Whizpig.
Whizpig.
And there's a genie on the island that helps you out along the way. And you get to drive karts, but then you also drive hovercrafts in some of the races, and you drive airplanes in some of the other races. And when you beat enough races in the land that you're in, you have a boss battle race against the boss of that area. And they're all pretty hard. And like one of them's a triceratops. And one of them is a dragon, and I don't know. There's just different ones, and then when you beat all of them, then you can go fight the pig. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting. So this is like a little trailer here.
Yeah. There he is.
Oh god,
pig. That was him.
I don't even know. Like, of course, it's dated now, but like, it is cool that the mix between carts and boats and everything.
Yeah,
right.
You can do like little loops and like turn sideways. I always like pretended like I was flying an X-wing when I was flying the thing.
Amy says you had me at pig from outer space. Like, the dragon.
There's the dragon right there. Yeah.
Wow, that is interesting. Like bringing in the old school up in here.
I know.
And that was made by Rare. That was one of the Rare games. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. But that will never be on Game Pass. Too many licensing things in that one.
And Nintendo wouldn't allow it anyway.
Yeah.
They would probably send Reggie to go snuff out Phil or something like that.
Just imagine, since Reggie's retired, he's just like a secret hitman. He's like, I'll still work for Nintendo, but I'm gonna take out the competition.
I'm just saying,
he could slip by anybody. He could slip by anybody because everybody loves Reggie.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
I'm even sure that if Reggie killed somebody in front of everybody else, everybody would be like, Reggie. You know what I mean? Reggie gets a pass. But he's done it like 20 times. Like it's like he gets past. Like
right. Oh man. People say it was a hoax. It was a deep fake. The video of it was a deep fake.
Yeah.
It wasn't really Reggie.
Right.
There's no way. It's
it's Reggie. Reggie. Now,
oh, man.
We're going to get into the gaming discussion. I don't know, Bo, if you want to stay around for that, but
I can stay for a few minutes. Yeah, I'm actually working on a video right now, but I was also watching a little bit of you guys, and I thought, man, I just want to pop in.
Yeah,
hi, and I miss Derek. That's what it really was. I just
thank you.
Thank you.
Well, now you may not miss me anymore because did you watch our end of the year episode?
Yeah, I did. I watched the whole thing.
And the controversial take that they almost burned me at the stake for, that I said Tears of the Kingdom was overrated.
Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. Yeah.
Like Zach zoomed out and like Yugi and Falcon were just like, who is this guy? What's happening?
Can't take Derek anywhere. That's the thing. We can't take Derek anywhere.
That's why we can't have nice things.
That's okay, man. You're entitled to your opinion. That's fine.
Even if it's wrong.
Well, Bo, I don't want to keep you so you can keep working on your video and everything, but I appreciate you coming by, and hopefully we can get you back on the NerdCave sooner rather than later.
You're right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would love that.
All right, you guys. And, tell people a little bit what are you working on so that people can go check you out.
Well, I just got this in the mail today. I'll just show you the outside of the box here. I got the MetaQuest 3.
Wow.
So I'm doing an unboxing video right now, and I've never really done much with never done anything actually with VR. So this will be my first foray into the VR world, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't get nauseous when I put it on. So,
that was my problem with VR.
Yeah. We'll see. But
awesome.
That's what I'm working on tonight.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Well, guys, go check out Bo Knows Gaming, our special guest. Y'all didn't know about it. We didn't know about it.
And we didn't know it either.
But we're glad to have you on, Bo. And y'all go check out Bo over at Bo Knows Gaming. We'll put a link in the description so y'all can go check him out. Bo, thank you for coming on, man.
Appreciate it, guys. Hey, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Yes. Thanks, Bo, coming in clutch on those hot takes. I'm glad I'm not the only one that enjoyed Jasant and all of those other things.
Yeah.
Now, Derek, we've been cooking for a little while. Now it's time to get into the gaming discussion. First episode of the year, already going crazy.
I know.
Special guests. We've been berating Derek. We got a guys. It's doing great. But
I know. New year, new NerdCave.
Yeah. Let's get into it. First up, the first news story of the year. Apple Vision Pro release date announced.
So the Apple Vision Pro launches on February 2nd at all U.S. Apple Store locations and the online U.S. Apple Store, which has been announced by Apple. The Vision Pro is Apple's $3,500 mixed reality headset designed to introduce, quote, spatial computing to consumers. It has augmented reality capabilities, but can also switch to virtual reality seamlessly by using the dial on the headset. Pre-orders for Apple Vision Pro begin January 19th, that is a week from tomorrow, at 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, or 7 a.m. Central Time. The era of spatial computing has arrived, says Apple boss Tim Cook. Apple Vision Pro is the most advanced consumer electronics device ever created. Its revolutionary and magical user interface will redefine how we connect, create, and explore. Apple made a point of mentioning the Vision Pro's environments feature. Here, you can virtually visit dynamic landscapes like Haleakala, Joshua Tree, Yosemite National Parks, and even the surface of the moon. You can also use the three-dimensional interface to display apps side by side at any scale. Apple said more than 1 million familiar apps across iOS and iPadOS are available on Apple Vision Pro and automatically work with the new input system. On the gaming front, users can access games on the App Store as you'd expect. They'll be played on a screen as large as users want, but there are also new spatial games, including Game Room, What the Golf, and Super Fruit Ninja, which, quote, take advantage of the powerful capabilities of Apple Vision Pro to transform the space around players, offering unique and engaging gameplay experiences. Here's the launch info. Of course, it'll be available for $3,500, and with a 250 gigabyte storage. Pre-orders for the Vision Pro will begin on the 19th at 7 a.m. Pacific or Central Time, with availability beginning Friday on February 2nd. The Vision Pro will be available at all U.S. Apple Store locations and the U.S. Apple Store online. Zeiss optical inserts, which will be readers, will be available for $100, and Zeiss optical inserts, which is prescription, will be available for $150. Apple Vision Pro comes with a solo knit band and dual loop band, giving users two options for the fit that works best for them. Apple Vision Pro will also includes a light seal, two light seal cushions, an Apple Vision Pro cover on the front of the device, polishing cloth, battery, USB-C charge cable, and USB-C power adapter. All of it sounds really good, and I like the game space, that the feature where you can play on a screen as big as you want. That price tag, man, I know it's Apple, but it's a no for me, dog.
Well, the issue that I have, yes, it is super, super expensive, is the weight. Everybody that tried this at the announcement event, MKBHD went there, several others, they were like, this is really heavy because it's actual glass. Wow. And they're like, this is not going to be something that you're going to be able to wear for long sessions.
Right. Unless you want to condense your neck,
Yeah. Well, it's imagine it's off your face and it's pulling these muscles. That's going to get, that's going to get really tired very, very quickly.
Correct.
And that's the issue. I used a pair of AirPod Maxes for a while, and they're complete metal. And they sound cool, they've got a lot of features and everything, but the longer you wore them, it felt like metal was being just drove through your skull. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of people that get this, one, because of the price tag, two, because of the usability. It's going to be a very limited thing. And it's kind of like the Apple Watch when it first came out, less people got it because it was more expensive, and then they had a $10,000 version that was complete gold and everything.
Yeah.
So I think this is, we golfed at the PlayStation Virtual Reality 2 when it was the same price as the PS5, but then this is this is a down payment for a car.
Exactly.
This is a down payment for a car.
Or a mortgage payment, however you want to look at it.
So I feel like Apple is very out of touch of what's going on in the world right now.
Right.
But there you go. If y'all let us know, what do you think? Are you excited? Are you getting the Apple Pro Vision? It looks cool. All the specs, all the things, all the features that work with the phones and the Mac and all of that. It would be dope to edit or watch movies on or whatever. But I don't think that it is necessarily the thing, if you know what I mean.
And if you do get it, let us know what you eat for the next couple months, because if you say anything more than ramen noodles, I'm gonna call you a liar.
Well, let's jump into the second story. Again, guys, make sure to put your comments in the chat as we go through each story so we can get your opinions, your thoughts as we go through the news. Next up, Unity will lay off 25% of its workforce, approximately 1,800 employees.
Guys, if you thought the layoff stories were over, guess what? First show of 2024, we got another one. After having a bang up 2023, Unity kicked off 2024 in the same style. Unfortunately, by announcing that it will lay off 25% of its workforce, or approximately 1,800 employees. This comes as part of a continued restructuring effort, though Unity can't exactly say what the costs it incurred that have resulted in the layoff. Unity said it cannot, quote, reasonably estimate the costs and charges in connection with this reduction, which it expects will be substantially incurred in the first quarter of 2024. Unity laid off hundreds of employees in 2023, and after 2023 in particular was an awful year for games industry layoffs, it's upsetting to see 2024 continue the same awful trend. More than staff, Unity lost any amount of trust or respect developers had for the game engine company in 2023 after its announcement and subsequent rollback of its new runtime fee policy. I even forgot that was a thing. That was a horrible decision they made. Since all the layoffs has happened. By the way, Unity's handling of the whole scandal played a part in what was likely a bit of an early retirement for former Unity Chief Executive Officer John Riccitello. Suffice it to say, a layoff like this doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in Unity or Riccitello's interim successor, James M. Whitehurst. Man, like I said, I forgot that the runtime fee policy we talked about middle of last year was a thing because layoffs have been so rampant and have overtaken the news for so many months that I was just like, oh yeah, that is a thing that was also a terrible decision.
Yeah, like when I saw them back in the news, because they did do layoffs before that, late last year, because that was one of the things we reported on. It was like, oh yeah, this is the same company that had this horrible idea to charge developers, and then all the developers are leaving and going to different engines and all of that. So I think they, because of their decision to do the runtime policy, that is why they're having to cut people, unfortunately. And
Correct.
We're going to talk about more layoffs as well.
Yeah.
But there have been so many layoffs already that it is a good proportion of the amount of layoffs from last year that took over from like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
I don't think this is in there, but I was talking to Derek right before this. Twitch has laid off 1/3 of their staff today.
Blew my mind. Yeah, he told me that, and I'm like, what?
So, like, several of these companies are laying off people. Discord laid off like almost. I know it was over 100 people because all of these tech companies are like, when COVID came, everybody was like, oh man, we're the good times rolling. We're going to be making this money forever. The lockdowns are never going to end. And it's like, they did end, and y'all made poor financial decisions. Embracer Group, several of these companies that have done this. And it's just like, man, it stinks to see all of this happening because all of these people were counting on this. And I feel like Unity didn't want to, or Twitch, they didn't want to be in that, all of these people that are getting laid off in 2023. They didn't want to be the bad guys that laid people off right before Christmas. So they waited until right after Christmas, the beginning of the year.
It's like, hey, how you been? You doing all right? Did you have a good New Year's? Well, you don't work here no more. Sorry.
Yeah. So I absolutely hate it. I hope people, hopefully this will be the last layoffs stories tonight that will.
I doubt it.
I doubt it as well, but I just hate it. I hate that
I do have a question for you because this just popped in my head. Now, obviously, I don't think it'll be this year because I think they're too big of a company. But do you think within the next couple of years, Unity will go the way of E3 and just like have to shutter because of this poor runtime fee policy and like all these layoffs that people don't want to come work for them?
I think they will dwindle, and you will see things like the Unreal Engine get more popular and everything. I think they will reverse their decision for the runtime policy completely, and they will pander super, super hard in the next year to try to get people back.
Yeah.
Not employees, but developers back onto their engine. And, they've already lost people. That's just kind of how it is. They've already lost the faith of all of these developers, because what says, 2 years down the road, when they get more people back, they don't try to implement the runtime policy again, or some form of it.
dress it up as something else, but it is the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like the circle of life over at GameStop, where they're like, oh, it's not happening anymore, but it's like secretly it is type deal. You know all about that, Derek.
Oh yeah, from my GameStop days.
Yeah, yeah. Where like people found out about like the circle of life, and like, they have to like sell, try to upsell you on this, and then they're like, no, we're not doing that, but we are doing that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, oh, our people aren't doing checklists. They're not being robotic, and it's like, but we want you to hit the checklist.
Yeah. So It's all about corporations, guys. It's all about corporations. Now, you could support an independent company just like us right here at NerdCave, because you can get some delicious coffee. If you drink coffee, guys, you can try out Coffee Brand Coffee. They've got delicious coffee with no gimmicks and no politics. They've got over 4,000 verified reviews, and most of those are 5 out of 5. There's 12 coffee blends, 12 organic teas, 3 hot cocoa flavors, and for your convenience, there are cold brew and K-cups available. Now, Amy has enjoyed several different blends of Coffee Brand coffee. She's enjoyed the medium roast. She got the chamomile. No, she got the organic chai tea, something I can't remember. All of those good things, and she enjoyed them. She said this is good stuff. So if you want freshness, guaranteed, you need to order you some Coffee Brand coffee, because they do this at to order. They're going to roast them beans.
Yep.
They're going to roast them beans right then.
It's not been sitting there.
No, it ain't no Folgers in your cup. This is Coffee Brand coffee, guys. So elevate your coffee experience with Coffee Brand coffee. Use code NerdCave at checkout or in the link in the description below to get 5% off your order today. Now for the topic that we've all been waiting for. What I named the episode after and what I made the thumbnail about. Had to wet my whistle. Xbox Developer Direct will feature updates on Indiana Jones, Avowed, Hellblade 2, and Aura History Untold.
Man, Xbox coming out swinging. Microsoft has announced the return of its Xbox Developer Direct next Thursday, January 18th. The presentation will provide updates on several of its most anticipated upcoming games. The Developer Direct will air at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central Time. It will spotlight a few of Microsoft's various first-party studios, which provide an in-depth look at their games. Specifically, the Xbox Wire posts list Indiana Jones by Machine Games, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 by Ninja Theory, Avowed by Obsidian, and Aura History Untold by Oxide Games as the highlighted projects. Indiana Jones will receive its first gameplay trailer and feature 10 minutes of gameplay with developer commentary revealing the game's story and setting. Avowed and Aura History Untold will receive a deep dive into their gameplay as well. For Hellblade 2, Xbox is touting a behind-the-scenes look at Ninja Theory's Cambridge studio, where the team will provide insight into how it's bringing the sequel to life. Excuse me. It's unclear if this will include any new gameplay footage. Microsoft also states that Direct will not include any updates on games from Activision Blizzard, but to expect more news from those teams later this year. Microsoft officially completed the and then talks about its acquisition, but one also thing of note, because they kind of did it last year, will be the Direct will run for an hour. And shortly after it concludes, ZeniMax Online will host the Elder Scrolls Online Global Reveal at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central Time. So, if you're an avid Elder Scrolls Online fan, stick around or tune in at around 3 o'clock for that info. But Zach, I am because they did a developer direct last year. It was pretty good. That's where Forza got updates. Hellblade 2 got another update, but I do have one quip with that. It's getting another behind the scenes update. It's like, quit. You teased us at Game Awards. Give us a flipping release date already. And that's what I hope for, because the rumor, Indiana Jones didn't have a release window. Avowed didn't really. I think it might have had a 2024 window the last time we saw it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But there was some rumors that have pointed to, like, insiders that have been tipped off that Indiana Jones and Avowed will be this year as well. And if that's the case, man, Xbox is in for on paper, big year, because, Indiana Jones, while that last movie was hot garbage, that's still a popular franchise.
Yeah, I think here's my take, Derek. We are going to get not only Senua's Saga at this It's going to get a date for this year. Avowed is going to get a date.
Like a day and date, like month date.
It's going to come out this year. Avowed is going to come out this year.
Well, Hellblade did get a 2024 release window for Game Awards.
Yeah,
so we knew that.
We're going to get it all.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get it all. Because how the developer direct last year worked was the roadmap for the year. We got
good point.
Redfall, Starfield. We got Hi-Fi Rush as well.
Forza Motorsport.
Yeah. So this is how it's going to go type deal. So I am super excited to see when I think Senua's Saga is going to be like the October kind of release.
Yeah, I think that'll be their big fall game.
Yeah. And then I feel like Avowed will be like summer.
Yeah, but where does that leave Indiana Jones then?
It's going to be spring.
Oh, you mean it's going to be like, and it's out in 2 months type of thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're going to play like the Fallout game on this, where it is like out super quick. That's my thought.
Because since they announced it, 2021, 2022, like maybe before then, we have like mum's the word, like we're going to get our first gameplay, a 10-minute deep dive gameplay next week. So,
yeah, like when they said 10-minute gameplay, I was very shocked.
Yeah.
To see that,
which also further cements, because if you remember last year, Spider-Man got a 10-minute gameplay trailer during Sony's not State of Play. What's their other big showcase?
Yeah, showcase.
And that was the game that released the year that they showed it. So it's dollars to donuts. If they're going to show a 10-minute gameplay trailer, it's bound to come out this year. But I would almost like not to. I don't want to make a bet on this. Just throwing this out here, not making a bet. I would almost flip Avowed and Indiana Jones. I think Indiana Jones would be a summer game, and Avowed would be spring.
Okay,
because we've seen more of Avowed. You know what I mean? Like, not to say I know Fallout was announced and then it was here in like November.
Yeah,
and I get that. I'm not discrediting. I get that, but we've seen more of Avowed than we have of.
True.
So
true. I could see it. They put out Avowed spring and then Indiana Jones summer.
Yeah.
Senua's Saga makes the most sense for the fall, because that
for
is
sure.
It's that spooky vibe. You're getting that for Halloween and everything.
Well, and plus they have like, it's their God of War essentially, and they've touted it for so long now that it's like it only makes sense that is their big go into the holiday, like end it. Let's like end this year on a good note game.
Yeah, 100%. So a lot of cool stuff, Derek. I know we've got also in there Aura History Untold, which is it looks interesting, but it's not going to like super move the needle because it's more like RTS kind of stuff, and not everybody is super into that. Which is fine.
That'll be like the Hi-Fi Rush, and it'll be like, and it's out today type thing.
Possibly. That's what I'm wondering as well. Is like, is it going to be the out today thing?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they necessarily keep doing that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's almost become like at any big gaming showcase, you always have that one thing that is like out today, or it'll be out tomorrow, or it'll be out later today type thing. So it's becoming more of a staple. Like, I know not everything, because I know Nintendo doesn't do out now every direct that they do, but it's becoming more commonplace. I'll say that.
True. I don't know. I would love to have something out. I feel like 10 minutes of, because it's an hour show, 10 minutes of Indiana Jones, and then we probably get 4 minutes of Avowed,
maybe,
and then we probably get 3 minutes of talking about trailer. I'm not talking about talking. We get probably 3 minutes of the history thing, and then Senua we get like 6. I don't even know if we get 6. I don't know.
Well, it's like behind the scene. We'll see.
Yeah, it's behind the scenes stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that being a long thing. And then we're gonna get a lot of talking. A lot of.
Do you think there's a possibility they might show something off? Like not like necessarily like out this year type thing, but like, hey, we want to because I think it's by Rare, that game Everwild. They showed it, but then there was some issues with it, so they had to go back to the drawing board. Do you think we see that game again, like Rise from the Ashes type deal, or?
I'm trying to place what that game is.
It was with the golden shining animals or whatever it was.
I'm pulling it up
so
I can see it. So we all can see it.
Because it's about time for Rare to do something else,
Huh. Try to remember everything. Fish, frog throwing up. Oh, the deer thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Maybe. I feel like this is going to be more focused on these 4 games.
Yeah.
Like I really feel like
these are the lock-ins.
These are the lock-ins, and that's what I feel like the developer directs are the lock-in kind of stuff. This is what we're doing this year, and I feel like that's what we're going to get.
You know what just popped in? Why does Microsoft like the number 4? Because the running gag during the 360 era was just the tent poles, like Gears, Halo, Forza, and what was the other 4th game that they had? It was was it Fable or something like that?
Fable.
Yeah, it was they always had those 4 games that you could rely on coming out at some point. You know what I mean? So why are they going back to the 4 key games?
I feel like it's easy to kind of tent pole through all of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's easy to set that up and let it ride instead of trying to cram everything, because of course we're going to get a ton of stuff on Game Pass. They've got a lot of stuff set up there and everything. So I feel like the big things, and these are not big games. What you would quote unquote be like, this is the golden, this.
I don't know. Hellblade is pretty big.
Hellblade is big, but think about Hellblade 1. It's not that big of a game.
Right.
It did well, but it was a smaller game. And I know they're trying to put it up there as something like God of War. And I loved Hellblade. Don't get me wrong. It is nowhere in the conversation, in my mind, on the same scale as God of War. And the reason I say that is because I'm basing it off of Hellblade 1. Hellblade 2 might blow my socks off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope that it does. But I don't know. I would not consider, in my mind, Halo, Gears of War are the 2 big ones. God of War and Last of Us are the big ones for Sony.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's kind of how I see it. Some other people might see it another way, but that's how I see, the pantheon, if you will, of it all. So,
and I also like how they're doing this the day before the Last of Us Part 2 remaster drops for PlayStation 5.
They just want to block their merger.
Right.
Just want to block the merger. You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Before we move on, I just want to ask one last question.
Mm-hmm.
Where is your, I don't want to say hype level, where's your expectation meter for this developer direct?
I think it's going to be good. I'm expecting these 4 games. And if I get anything past that,
I'm just talking about in terms of obviously the 4 games that we expect, but first look at Indiana Jones, like another look at Avowed, because I know you weren't keen on that game the last time we saw it. I know we're good. We're all we've seen from like the Game Awards trailer for Hellblade. We were super stoked about where expectations on just like what we'll see for those games.
Avowed, we'll see more of the same.
Yeah.
We might get a quest or something funny or whatever, big boss type deal. Again, they've got their work cut out for me to care about Avowed, like 100%. Indiana Jones, I'm excited, but I feel like that property has had so much junk.
True.
Crystal Skull, I haven't watched the new one, don't really care to watch it. So it's like, and the only good game that has come out of Indiana Jones is the Lego game.
Yeah.
So it's like the potential is there, but I feel like the franchise, it really needs to deliver. It really needs to deliver. So I'm optimistically looking forward to it. Hellblade, I need a date at this point. That's all I care about. If I don't get a date, I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm done until I get a date. I'll go play Justice League, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
Oh, why? Love yourself, please.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, if I don't get a date, that's what I'm doing.
Oh man.
So I'm just kind of like, all right, let's do this. I'm excited. They're the first one out the gate. Here's what 2024 is going to look like, because I've been working on a list of 50 games coming out this year, and not a ton have dates.
Correct. Yeah.
Not a ton have dates. So I'm glad that they're getting out in the gate, putting that in there, and then Nintendo has a lot already put on the board with Mario versus Donkey Kong.
At least through the first half of the year.
Yeah, they've got Mario versus Donkey Kong, Princess Peach Showtime,
1,000-Year Door remake.
Doesn't have a date yet though.
Oh, I thought it had a release month. Anyway, I could be wrong.
Yeah, so at least they've got a few games on the board. Sony, it's like Helldivers 2, and I'm like, I'm here for Helldivers 2.
Right.
But I care nothing about Foam Stars. It's like, and I know Final Fantasy is not necessarily first party, but it's like I need something.
Yeah.
PlayStation. Ghost 2? Anybody?
Probably not this year, but just give me an announcement.
I need Ghost 2 now. Speaking of PlayStation, let's get into the PlayStation news. First up, Sea of Thieves is reportedly coming to PlayStation.
Sea of Thieves is Microsoft's live service co-op pirate adventure by Rare, and it's been an Xbox and PC exclusive since it launched. However, 2 reports have surfaced from former Axios gaming reporter Steven Totillo and Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb, who has been hitting on his rumors. So he's getting up. He's not Jason Schreier, but he's getting up to that level. That both point to Sea of Thieves coming to PlayStation. In Totillo's newly launched newsletter, Game File, and Grubb's podcast, Game Best Morning, respectively, Sea of Thieves is suggested to be the major Xbox title that's been rumored to be coming to other platforms. Grubb adds that it'll arrive on Nintendo Switch as well, which Totillo says he hadn't heard himself, as his source only indicated a PlayStation launch. So, obviously, this is a major this is not like Moon Studios with Ori, right? Because it's not a small studio that had a big hit on Xbox coming over to PlayStation. This is a huge developer, like you said in the pre-show. Rare has only been on Nintendo or Xbox. They have not ever had a game come to PlayStation, and now they're breaking that habit.
Yeah, and for Sea of Thieves, this is Microsoft being very, very 4D chest over here.
Right.
They are like, okay, PlayStation want to mess around? We're going to mess around.
Right.
And putting Sea of Thieves on, I don't know how the Switch is going to handle that.
Me either.
Because the online capability of the Switch sucks.
Oh, for sure.
I think visually it could. They might have to, dumb it down just a little bit or whatever. But to put it on PlayStation, man, that is a bold move, and I love it. I love it. It's like the reverse MLB The Show.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it also kind of puts hope to me moving forward past this Activision Blizzard acquisition that just went through with, Microsoft, that PlayStation does have a 10-year deal for Call of Duty. They had the opportunity to have a shorter deal that included all of Activision Blizzard's games for 5 years, but they didn't want that. They wanted Call of Duty.
They just wanted to block the merger.
But Sea of Thieves, I feel like it is the perfect game to put on PlayStation. And I'm not saying it is a perfect game.
With the install base.
Yeah, exactly. And PlayStation needs something that is like that. I know we're about to get Skull and Bones. How funny will it be? Skull and Bones comes out, Derek, and then later, let's say July, Sea of Thieves comes out, murder Skull and Bones because now it's across all the other platforms.
I was gonna say, but that was ironically, that was my first thought as well. I'm like, this would be cool. And I'm like, and it would probably kill Skull and Bones, what little life it would have from the get-go.
Yeah. So, I hate it for Murdoch, and I know he's gonna be like, but if this does
still be a good game.
If this does happen, I think it's going to. The only way Skull and Bones sets itself apart is the more realistic look to it, because Sea of Thieves does not have, it has more cartoon style. But, only time will tell. We'll have to see what happens. But I'm excited to see where this goes, because we get Sea of Thieves. Awesome. What if we get Hi-Fi Rush?
Well, that is also like, it's in the quick hits, but so far that's like the opposite, where how Sea of Thieves is rumored for PlayStation and Switch, but Switch has like a loose rumor. Hi-Fi Rush is only rumored to come to Switch.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, what if we get that on other consoles?
That'd be crazy.
And then I don't know. It's just like, it is. I feel like Phil Spencer is just like, he's doing this the last few months that
Jim Ryan is still
is in there. He's just like, Nate says he's too busy playing the finals. Is he playing the finals right now? I see what you did there. Let's see. See what you did there.
Now, my question is like, do you think it only comes to PS5, or do you think it comes to PS5 and PS4?
I think
because while, like you said, it's not graphically demanding, and while I would say it'd be better for it would run optimally on PS5, but that user base for PS4, because there's a
much
PlayStation
bigger.
Quickie, is much bigger, and plus there's a thing where like in like this past year, like they saw a huge increase in PS4 sales, so like it.
Yeah, it did run on the Xbox One. Yeah. I think they would be silly not to hit that 140 million. That's like
probably more at this point.
At this point, yeah, over 140 million install base. Like, that would be crazy not to hit and put Sea of Thieves on the PlayStation 4 as well. Because yes, the PlayStation 5 is selling well, but it's like, if you're really wanting to get after it, you get after it. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You put mud in their eyes, they would say. So I'm excited to see where that story goes, and I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to the show. We are in the middle of the PlayStation news. If you got thoughts about the topics, put them in the comments and we will bring them into the show. We'll discuss them. And now it's time for our second PlayStation news of the show. Sony shows Gravity Rush movie, updates on God of War and Horizon shows, as well as something Patapon.
Alongside confirming writing was underway on the God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn shows and showing off something Patapon related, Sony has shared a quick look at the upcoming Gravity Rush movie. The footage was revealed during Sony's CES 2024 press conference, and we got a quick glimpse of a character leaping off a building. It then starts to cut back and forth between a motion capture session from the film and footage of the movie itself. The last shot is of the character diving into a floating city that is being destroyed by some giant winged demon foe. The footage appeared in a video of Sony employees talking about Torchlight, Sony Pictures Entertainment's latest advanced visualization facility that will help bring its future projects to life. Gravity Rush wasn't discussed or even mentioned beyond text and footage on the screen, but it's nice to get a glimpse nonetheless. It was reported back in 2022 that PlayStation Productions and Scott Free Productions were working on a Gravity Rush movie, and that Secret Society of Second Born Royals, Anna Mastro, was set to direct. As for Prime Video's God of War and Netflix's Horizon Zero Dawn shows, Sony shared a quick update that writing was currently underway on both projects. Once again, no further info was given, but progress is always a wonderful thing. Lastly, Sony showed a Patapon something. During the Torchlight section, Andy Davis, President Production Administration of Columbia Pictures, was talking about the studio is a place where animation, marketing, television, and PlayStation can all come and experiment. While he was talking, we caught a glimpse of what we know as Patapon before it switched to a new version of it. As Patapon in a new graphic style was shown, the words IP Development Gaming /anime were shown. This could mean a Patapon anime is in the works, or possibly a game, or something else, or nothing at all. We will report back when we learn more. Good, good. I forgot about the Gravity Rush project. Good, and it's nice to know that they're working on the Horizon and God of War shows. Like, I can't wait for those. Like, if they come with the same energy that Last of Us did on HBO Max, it's going to be intense. And the Patapon something like that, I know he downplayed it, but Greg Miller, I know secretly is like, good, give me something, Patapon.
Yeah, this is kind of like, this is what they were like talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what God of War is going to look like.
Same.
I hope that they get Chris on this.
Like to voice or to like play the live action Kratos?
Do all of it. Like he's big.
I mean, he is. He is. And it wouldn't be that hard to get him at least a little bit jacked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I would love that, dude. Like it would be amazing to see.
Would you want Sonny to come back for the live action?
I would.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is he's older now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he couldn't play if they do it off of the 2018, like the first game. Yeah, he's too old to play young Atreus.
Yeah, that's the only issue in my opinion with that. Yeah, I think they made a good point. Kind of funny made a good point about Gravity Rush.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cheaper to make a show about Gravity Rush than it is
a movie.
No, than a game.
Oh yeah.
Like Gravity Rush did well. They made 2 of them, but
yeah,
like the IP is interesting, the world is interesting, but I don't think
sales.
But I don't think it moves enough units to justify making another game. And Sony is really crunching numbers these days.
Yeah.
So they
have to, because their latest ventures are not panning out to be fruitful.
Yeah. Well, when you go games of service, Nate says, I'm more excited for the Horizon story. Now, let's take a moment, Derek. Let's take a moment and let's talk about Horizon. Do you think we get Aloy in this?
Oh, that's a very good question. Because it's such a big universe that you can get away with like doing other tribes, or like you could get away with doing like the start of the fall, like way back with with Dr. Sobek.
Yeah.
Elizabeth. All right. I think if they go the route, if they don't do like Aloy is the main character, if they go somewhere else, you have to include her at some point, whether it be at the end, whether it's just like a cameo in the middle of the show. Like Aloy has to be involved in some capacity, at least in the first season. But I think they'll go the safe route, and because she's so iconic that they will inevitably include her in as the main character. But I would selfishly like to see another perspective, like another tribe, like some other area of the world. But then, like at some point, Aloy pipes in and like she's saving the world, doing that thing, and it's like, oh hey guys, what's up? And it's like she's in for like an episode and then goes away.
Like, if we bring in Aloy at any point, I feel like the viewer is going to want that to shift. And one thing that The Last of Us did really well is it just felt like more of The Last of Us, which was exactly what we wanted.
Correct.
So I feel like if I'm all down for some interesting storytelling and all of that, kind of Fear the Walking Dead kind of deal. Like the fall of everything would be interesting. The way the first game does, like, Aloy's story and then Elizabeth's story.
Yeah, like the world building
is really, really good. I don't know. I think it would still work visually, like through a movie or a show. I feel like they might do more like world building of the past and then jump into the future.
Yeah.
And then kind of connect the dots type deal. Because I feel like if you just did the story from the first one, people that are not gamers are not going to fully connect with it.
That's true.
That's my only thought.
Well, and plus,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, plus, and now thinking of that aspect too, like if you don't include Aloy, like or at least some aspects of the story from the first game, people aren't going to want to jump into this because we saw from The Last of Us Season 1, like, Last of Us Part 1 has been released several times. They did a Part 1 remake specifically for the show release, and that, like, everyone had already had multiple chances to play it, but because the show was so riveting, it brought in a whole new audience and sales skyrocketed for that game. And so I think like that would be the only thing. Like, I think if they want to do something like Before the Fall or like a side story, it would have to be after like the season that's based on the first game or the second game, because they want to get everyone in there, like especially like the gamers who have connected with Aloy as a character and that world. They want to get them in first and be like, all right, cool. Let's get you in and like also increase our sales from the series.
Yeah, 100%. And the only travesty is Lance Reddick is not going to be around to reprise his role.
Wow. Oh man. Oh yeah, I know.
Dude, that would have been so amazing to get him in.
Because I think he would still kill as a live action Silence, because Silence only showed up as hologram. Like that's it. He didn't really do anything.
Now, this is just an idea. If his family and his estate are okay with it, since all of those lines are recorded and the acting is there, using that as, it would be essentially like the deep fake technology or whatever to put him into the show.
I thought you were going to say AI. I was like, please don't.
No. I'm saying like, because the story's already written and everything, like using his lines and his mocap and everything.
That would be I would be okay with that.
If again his family is okay with that. But that way he is able to be a part of it. I think that would be a cool way to include him into the story, because he was such a
integral part.
So good.
But since they're just now in the writing stage, enough time would have passed where their family would be okay with allowing it.
Yeah, exactly, Dan. Like they did with Luke and the Mandalorian. Yep, 100%. I think that would be cool. Even we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. Now it is time for the PlayStation Quickies. We do this each and every week. Derek runs you through the Quickies, PlayStation Quickies, and he gives you all the little tidbits. The best part of like getting fries anywhere, Derek, is the bits.
You're right. Just little ends.
So Derek, take away the PlayStation Quickies.
So starting off, PlayStation Stars 2023 levels have been extended through January 31st, 2025. PlayStation posts record million active console users in December of last year. The PS4 saw a huge increase in sales during 2023 with a 633% year-on-year sales report. Rumor, Jeff Grubb claims PS5 Pro is releasing in late 2024 with Sony's own DLSS solution. Jeff Grubb also says a state of play is coming in, quote, just a few weeks. The PS5 version 2 DualSense controller with improved battery life has been spotted on retailers' website. New PS5 Slim side plate colors showcased at CES 2024. PS Plus Extra and Premium games for this month are highlighted by Lego City Undercover, Just Cause 3, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Immortality is coming to PS5 on January 23rd. Phasmophobia on PS5 and PSVR 2 has been delayed again. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater and Silent Hill 2 Remake seemingly get 2024 release window in new PlayStation trailer. Following that, Bloober Team CEO says Silent Hill 2 Remake marketing will ramp up, quote, very soon. Horizon Forbidden West PC port is getting DLSS 3 support, and release date could be around the corner. The 27th Annual DICE Awards nominees have been revealed, with Spider-Man 2 leading the way at 9 nominations and will get snubbed again and not win a single one. That was just me throwing that shade in there. The Last of Us HBO picks up 8 Creative Arts Emmys, and Nick Offerman bags Outstanding Guest Actor Gong. HBO's The Last of Us has cast young Mazzino as Jesse for season 2, but that's not the only casting news, as HBO, as the Last of Us season 2 officially cast its Abby with Caitlin Dever. And lastly, Naughty Dog warns The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered no return mode is not for the faint of heart.
Well, I'm excited, Derek, because a PS5 controller that lasts 12 hours.
I know.
Be amazing.
I know. That'll be its best. That'll be its longest lasting controller since the PS3.
True. Now, I have not played Last of Us Part 2 yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I know enough.
Yeah.
What is your feel of the actress that is going to play Abby?
So I haven't seen anything, and she's in, like, I think with given enough training, like, I mean, I know her character model is like super buff, but I mean, given enough like training and prep, like she doesn't have to be super buff, but she can just be fit. And I think that will still still serve justice. Like I said, I haven't seen anything she's been in, but everything, like everyone that's like talked about this casting has like given her a glowing praise and like saying that, oh, she was a good fit for the part. Like not a perfect fit, but like she's going to be good enough to portray this character. My only thing is like, because now rumors are surfacing with like how the story was structured in Last of Us Part 2, that they could split it into 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, what will they change? Because a big, like in the beginning of the game, like a big tonal story shift happens. And it's like, how will they portray that? Like, will they have the guts to pull the trigger and keep it status quo? Or will they do some changing up? Because Jesse's also like, he's not an integral part, but he's an interesting part for Ellie's side of the story as well. So I'm I'm intrigued to see how they'll do.
Yeah.
But I mean, since Neil Druckmann's over it, he knows he's gonna take care of his children and make sure the story is done right.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. And for all the PC players, you're finally getting Horizon Forbidden West.
Right.
Now, is the PC port getting Burning Shores as well?
Yes, it'll be the complete edition.
Okay, awesome. So that is on. Let me pull up my list real quick.
I think the last year, because they did like an annual, because Forbidden West came out February 22, Burning Shores came out April of last year, and I think the complete edition is coming out, they said like February, March of like this year.
Yeah, it doesn't have a date yet, but I feel like we'll get that soon.
Yeah, they said it's going to be early 24, so.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Nate is like, yeet. He finally gets it. Dan says, honestly, I didn't care for the direction of the story in part 2. Talking about
I know it was a very hot topic of controversy with how it happened and like the overall like tone of the story. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I did enjoy it for the most part.
Yeah. He says, can't wait to get it on Steam. There you go. There you go. Well, I'm glad you're finally getting to play it, Nate. And maybe one of these days I'll get to Burning Shores.
I know.
And Burning Shores just on the PS5. So apparently it looks really, really good.
Yee.
Really, really good. Now, guys, we're about to get into the Patreon quick hits. These quick hits are not just, PlayStation centric. They are all across the board. And these quick hits are brought to you by our wonderful patrons. Go support the Nerd Cave to help us continue to make awesome shows just like this one. Become part of the crew at patreon.com/nerdcave. I wonder how many people are like, what just happened? He didn't say become part of the ship, part of the crew.
I know. It's the new year.
It's a new year, guys. It's a new year. So, Derek, it's time. Take it away with the first Patreon quick hits of 2024.
With pleasure. First off, Liza P sequel job listing reveals it will be powered by Unreal Engine 5. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty sold over 5 million units in 2023. Narrative director says Cyberpunk 2077, quote, was just a warm-up for the upcoming Project Orion sequel. Surgeon Simulator dev suffers layoffs with a third of its staff let go. Boo hiss. New teaser trailer reveals Arcane Season 2 arrives this November. Tekken 8 director says demo has attracted more than just positive feedback, it's increased pre-orders. Tekken 8 also hires acting legend Brian Cox to explain the long-running Mishima family feud. Spyro the Dragon fans are hopeful of a new game following tweets saying, quote, you gotta believe. Five Nights at Freddy's Season 2 has been confirmed, or 2, the movie has been confirmed. AMD announces 1440p ready 7600 XT desktop GPU. WB has more Harry Potter games planned after Hogwarts Legacy surpassed 22 million copies sold in 2023. Xbox exclusive Hi-Fi Rush has been rumored to come to Nintendo Switch. Microsoft snaps up Pokemon with Guns game Pal World for Game Pass, and release date is set for January 19th, a week from tomorrow. Alan Wake is coming to Dead by Daylight on January 30th. Pacific Drive brings its spooky survival vibe on February 22nd. Mortal Kombat 1 is adding Chameleon as a cameo fighter on January 16th. Marvel Snap appears to be safe after dev secures $100 million funding. New Apex Legends and Final Fantasy crossover event stuns fans with $290 microtransactions. Woof. Valve announces changes to how it's handling AI content on Steam. Super Smash Bros. Chief Masahiro Sakurai quitting YouTube in 2024. SAG-AFTRA reaches an agreement with Replica Studios on AI voice replication in games. Boo hiss. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown demo is out today. Minecraft Legends will not be getting any more new content less than a year after its release. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Season 1 Reloaded will release on January 17th. Diablo 4 Season 3 release is set for January 23rd. Aya Neo Next Light is the first Steam Deck competitor with Steam OS. And lastly, Vampire Survivor dev teases big plans for 2024 and addresses online co-op and cross-save.
There we go. Now, Derek, I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you were sweating a little bit over that Marvel Snap. You've been pouring time into that bad boy.
I know, I was. And then, I don't know if I ever told you this. When I because that was on because I got a 14 Pro Max middle of last year. Something happened in my transfer that did not bring my save over to the new phone. So I lost
in?
Yeah, when I logged in like with the same account or whatever, and like something happened and I didn't get all my save progress was lost. I'm like, no.
Have you logged out and logged back in?
I think I did, and it still said that it still did the same thing. So
have you been playing after that?
No, like after I because I put in so much time, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna restart. So
my suggestion, not that I'm telling you to play it again because I don't really care, but log out, log back in, try it again, delete the app, pull it back in, and see if it works.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
see if you got Lord Voldemort on there.
Wrong series.
Yeah, you got old Harry Potter and Aragorn and Boromir. All of those things.
You're just going any which way.
Yeah, I got old Captain Kirk.
Let's just throw a Han Solo in there while we're at it.
Yeah. Captain Kangaroo.
Let's just go all out. Wild Thornberries. Let's just
Yeah.
Scooby Doo, Courage the Cowardly Dog,
I am
Johnny
Weasel.
Bravo. Yeah.
I am Baboon.
Cow and Chicken.
Yeah. Cat Dog.
Yeah.
Rocko's Modern Life.
All of it.
All of it, guys. We were talking about Marvel Snap getting $100 million in funding so it can keep working, which it's crazy because that game is super
raked
popular.
In cash.
Yeah, it raked in cash, but I feel like their monetization is not like
invasive.
Yeah, invasive. So which I'm glad. That's the only reason I ever played it.
Yeah.
No, not Ren and Stimpy. Mm-mm. No.
Before we cross the line.
None of them. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So there you go, guys. That is the episode.
First episode of the year in the books.
In the books. The pin is put down and we're done. It's time to rest. It's time to rest. And maybe Derek will play a game before next week.
Maybe
he'll finish Valhalla. Maybe he'll join the big boy club. You know what I mean?
That's you drive a hard bargain, sir.
Maybe he'll join the big boys club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, guys, there you go. Hope you have a great weekend. This has been Zach.
And Captain Silverstride.
Have a blessed week. Boy. Boom. There we go, guys. First episode in the book. We hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Next week, we are going to have Yugi 601. We had a crazy guest appearance tonight. Just came out of nowhere.
Zach did the summoning jutsu.
I did. You didn't know I could summon random YouTubers, did you?
I know, right?
You know what I mean? Bono's Gaming.
You're right.
You officially start your job on the 26th. Awesome, man. I'm assuming that's coming through. Is that coming through?
I don't hear it.
You don't hear that?
Well, at least through our studio.
Guys, let me know if y'all heard that. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Murdoch, you missed our discussion. Do you think Sea of Thieves coming to PlayStation and Switch is going to kill Skull and Bones? I'm curious your thoughts. Didn't hear it. Interesting. Well, okay, I understand why now. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, because I got it muted for some reason. There we go.
There we are.
You heard me. Okay, you heard me press the button, but there we go. The sound effects are working, guys.
Yeah. Wouldn't be a NerdCave production if we didn't have some faux pas.
Well, we're hoping we get less of those. I understand Sea of Thieves is dead to you, but it coming to a totally new console
with 100+ million players.
Yeah, I think that's big. Might have some problems there.
Yeah,
might have some problems there. So I don't know, bro. Do you have to sign a summoning contract with the other content creators? Yeah, I do. We got a big old scroll.
I know. With Falcon and Yugi.
Yeah. Bo is easy to summon. You know what I mean? I didn't even call him. He just showed up. He just
had to start talking about like indie games.
He did the reverse
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he showed up. I didn't even call him. Where did Sea of Thieves hurt you, Murdoch? Murdoch says there may be a resurgence, but the active community that's been playing the game from the start of it has really died off. Yeah, because they're not putting out any new content. That's the problem.
That's the thing. They haven't really. It's mainly just been updates and like I think they're doing the what game did that recently where they're just like, hey, it's Overwatch. They're doing the Overwatch thing where it's like, hey, any of the anniversary content that you missed out on, we're doing it again.
Yeah. Man, I used to love some Overwatch, and then they
ruined it.
So, it is what it is, I guess.
I haven't really seen any updates from Overwatch 2 in a few months too, by the way. So maybe that game's dead.
No, it's dying. But yeah, like the last one that I remember, they added like the Gold Rush thing, and then the Pirates of the Caribbean, DLC stuff, and that's it. That's the last time I played, and y'all know me. I never really cared for Sea of Thieves. I just randomly
you played it when it first dropped, and you're like, "My God, this is boring."
God, that was so bad when it first dropped. So, but yeah, I'm excited. A lot of good games coming out this year. I now have 50. I think I have 50. Hold on. Make sure I didn't double up on one. Because I don't think I had that Immortal one on my list. Yeah, I think I have 50 finally. Like this month, January 18th, Prince of Persia, Last of Us Remastered on the 19th, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy on the 25th, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth the 24th, Tekken 8 on the 26th February, Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash on the 2nd, Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League on the 2nd, Helldivers 2 on the 8th, my birthday, let's go.
Insignificant date in my opinion.
Banisher's Ghost of New Eden, which I'm really looking forward to that one as well. Tomb Raider Remastered 1 through 3, February 14th. Skull and Bones, February 16th. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, February 16th. Star Wars Dark Forces Remastered on the 28th. And then to wrap out February, because I'm not going to give you my whole list here, guys. You're going to have to watch the video that I'm recording this weekend. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is on February 29th.
Yep. Leap year.
Yep. Leap year. So there you go. Derek, I'm excited. A lot of good games coming out.
Correct.
I still need to play Alan Wake 2.
Yeah. Same.
Lot. I've got 2 more runs in Valhalla to like completely finish the story. Like I finished the main story, but there's like 3 runs after to like do at least. There might be more past that, but I know there's like 3 runs after that has more story stuff.
Okay.
So I'm excited about it. So there you go. All right, guys. Tuesday we'll be back. We'll be playing some games. I don't know what yet, but we will be playing stuff. Thursday we will have Yugi 601 on. Will we have any other? I don't know. We might randomly get Mr. Beast on here. Who knows? Who knows at this point?
You have to tune in next week.
You have to tune in next week on Dragon Ball Z. Guys, I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. This has been Zach.
And Derek.
Bye.